Nurses talk. Okay. Nurses talk. I don't care if you're a tech, CNA, LPN, LVN, RN, NP, regional nurse, doctor. Healthcare talks. Okay? And one thing what we're now hearing is that these so-called passport bros are coming back HIV positive. So that video that you see these men smiling and gleaming from ear to ear, happy that these so-called beautiful women want them and willing to do any and everything for them, go over there and have any nasty, dirty deed they ever want done, is coming back HIV positive. So that welcoming party is welcoming you to the world of AIDS. They don't want to talk about that though. They don't want to get involved in all of that. But us nurses, we talk. We may not say your name, but situation, yeah, passport bros. Some of them coming back HIV positive. What? Are you serious? Yeah, we talk, honey. Coming back over here with shit, with the gift that keeps on giving. If you see anyone with a bottle of Batavi in their medicine cabinet, that is HIV medication, I gotta go. I want to thank you all for your comments yesterday, negative and positive. I haven't gotten to all of them, so I'm just going to say this. When people hear the truth about something, it makes them uncomfortable because they are comfortable with the lies that they tell themselves. It's already been said in the comments, so how about we just go ahead and say the quiet part out loud. Some of you men are using passport bros as a cover up to go to other countries and be a pedophile. The age of consent in some of these countries that you all are visiting is lower than low. As a matter of fact, Cuba was 12 at one point until a couple of years ago. In Brazil, it is 14. It's a man in the Dominican Republic right now that is doing 17 years in jail for soliciting sex with a 13 and 15-year-old girl. It's a man in my comment section talking about how he's been a passport bro for years. Where's your wife? Isn't it the whole point of you going to different countries, or are you participating in activities which should be considered illegal anywhere the fuck you go? Y'all mad because I said y'all going over there getting HIV and coming back, but some of y'all are going over there and participating in pedophilia activity. Wow. Check the age of consent in some of these countries that these so-called passport bros are visiting. Not to mention, prostitution is easily obtained over there than it is over here. That's the quiet part out loud.
But wait, there's more.
So y'all seen the first video that I put out, the first lady that I caught, a health professional, mind you, and she was spreading that false information about nurses. She said nurses talk, health professionals talk. These black men are going overseas, going to the Dominican Republic, coming back and giving these women HIV.
Nurses talk. Healthcare talks.
That was one. So I posted my response video completely debunking that there is no outbreak in regards to male tourists coming back to the United States giving black women HIV. And when I posted that video, it got a lot of traction on TikTok. Actually, one of my best performing videos because, I'm fairly new over there. So it was a bunch of women in the comments. They kept saying, well, I asked the lady, the nurse, she responded to my video because somebody tagged her. And so she responded and she said that I was intimidated or something like that by what she was saying. And then I asked her, I said, hey, where did you get those statistics from? And she said, do your research, it's out there. I was like, no, where did you get those statistics from? She couldn't tell me. So then there was a couple other women in there saying that you only going up against black women. It was a Hispanic dude that was posting first, and he was the first to say it, and he had statistics and everything. So I'm like, okay, let me do a little bit of research and see what I could find. Couldn't find him until I went to Tasha K's page because I put it in Google. She popped up, and she had the video of the Hispanic dude talking about HIV in the Dominican Republic. So I went back to TikTok, typed in his name, and voila.
84,000 people contracted HIV in the Dominican Republic in 2024. Passport Bros, I know that's been one of your favorite destinations to go to, man. I know y'all been in Colombia. We ain't get those numbers in yet. But I know y'all been going to DR, man, ever since y'all find out you get it for the 40. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if inflation causes prices to go up, man. So if you're a woman that's dating a man that travels to the DR for fun, test them. If you're married, man, and he go to DR a lot, test them. We all know what these dudes are going over there for, man. 84,000 cases, bro, in 1 year, right? And these are people that went and got tested, bro. A lot of Dominican men, if they don't feel any pain, bro, they ain't going nowhere. So just know that. That's people that say, hey, I feel a little sick, man. Let me go and get checked out. 84,000 people, man. That's freaking insane, bro. How careless people are, man, with their health when it comes to the way they express themselves sexually. People, man, come on, man. It's not that expensive. Use protection, people, man. Don't play with your life like that. I know there's medication so that you can live with it almost as if you don't have it, but you still know that you do. You don't want to deal with that, man. You don't want to put other people through that. Be responsible, people. It's 2025, man. We got to do better.
There's no amount of shame that's going to make black men come back to you, okay? If they ever were there, whatnot. You know, I grew up non-select, and there's a certain realization that you're non-select in a certain environment, your ethnic community and shit. And I make no big deal. You never hear me on here. I talk about it as a humorous aside and shit because. Once I left the supposed matrix and whatnot, I was doing quite well for myself and shit, interpersonally and shit, if you want to call it that. But, get back to my original point. There is no amount of shame, right? No amount of shame, no amount of sign language that's going to make someone be in a codependent, abusive relationship with you, okay? Right? If you want to have sex with men, any man, you're going to have to pay them, okay? Or you're going to have to do some criminal activity that'll probably be rug swept and shit. Probably have to groom a supposed quote unquote YN, okay? I'm not telling you to do that, whatnot, but I'm just saying, given the hold on, I forgot about something. Oh yeah, you can sleep with a much older man who is less discerning from our particular supposed ethnic group and shit, like an onk, okay? That guy, that creepy or weird, that desperate guy you see at the cookout or whatever around these family meetings that, he's kind of doing him and shit in the yard. Yeah, that's your guy, okay? Or you can write to some prisoners in jail, some guys that are locked up for heinous crimes, and they can sponsor them when they get paroled and shit, because they always let them out to do more damage in this community that you guys built, okay? You have no options. You're very unappealing, and you don't have any kind of a personality and shit. This is my opinion, right? And you're physically unattractive. I just have to say it and shit, okay? You know it. That's why you're angry. That's why you're on social media wilding out, because you don't have anyone to talk to. You don't have any kind of a life and whatnot. You don't love what you do for a living and whatnot. So you get on here and you abuse people and whatnot, okay? You abuse people unsight, unseen. It's pretty much hate speech, but also covered under freedom of speech in some respects. This is a Chinese-owned website. All right, Chinese-owned website. But look, you're gross and disgusting. Okay, all right, and I'm talking about what's inside you, not what's out inside and whatnot. We can all see what what's in front of us. And there's plenty of women that match your physicality that lay up with dudes every day, all day, and have guys and have multiple children. I don't know what your situation is, but you're a very lonely person and you need therapy. Well, not because you're sick in the fucking head, okay? You're sick in the head and you have gone against your professional ethics and whatnot, your professional calling and whatnot. You take an oath as well as doctors in your chosen supposed profession and whatnot. All right? No one wants to fuck you, okay? No one's going to fuck you unless you pay them a sum of money, probably physical cash. Not, I wouldn't even take a cash app from you because I wouldn't want any digital evidence left behind that I was ever with you, okay? And I'm not select, and I wouldn't touch you, okay? And if anyone touches you, you're going to be doing the thing that a lot of, less discerning males in this supposed African community do. They get you to get on your hands and knees on the edge of a bed, and then they put a number of blanket and comforters over you, and use the part that they want because we are steeped in partialism and shit because we've been raised in an environment that feels like prison and whatnot, and feels locked up. You feel institutionalized to go along to get along with dysfunction and codependency and narcissistic rage and anger and shit and abuse. All right. Now, I'm tired of these goddamn videos. I wasn't gonna make another video about you. I think I covered you in one of my Nurse Nothing videos and whatnot because I discussed the hell out of me. And this, Kings, this woman works in a medical profession. She's a nurse or some type of medical, employee that works in a nursing home, and she's made videos commenting about the misery of old black men and shit who are left alone to fend for themselves at her mercy in her place of employment, which I have not discovered. Now, I haven't tried yet. I probably could if I wanted to. All right, and I'm thinking about doing that shit based on what I'm about to talk about right now. You thought this shit was over. It's not over. There's a viral video going out about quote unquote passport bros going to the Dominican Republic and coming back with HIV and supposedly spreading HIV in the black community, the supposed ethnic black community, to the tune of 84,000 cases and shit, right? This woman was confronted on TikTok by the content creator Medium Man, and she responded by giving him a nothing burger by way of, the request from her for her stats and whatnot. All right, so he went and looked this up, and he traced it to a video of a Hispanic man. All right, I'm not going to call him a Latino man. He's a Hispanic male making these claims and shit from his car, a rage video done by a Hispanic beta male about black men going over the Dominican Republic and coming back with HIV, which they passed on to black women and shit. Tangentially blaming black men, straight black men, for the high levels of HIV that is ravaging the community, the high levels of STIs. They're trying to find a way to pin this on us. It's always Jermaine's fault and shit. And this nurse practitioner should be held accountable for making that video and whatnot. Not so much the Hispanic man, because anyone can see he's a salty bitch, okay? And this woman is unappealing and miserable, and she needs therapy. She does not need to be working in a medical profession. She needs a suspension at the very least. But her misdeeds, they need to be addressed by, whoever she works for. Okay, and I'm gonna preface this. Now, I got this off Google, right? I asked Google, all right. So I just wanted to keep it, I want to keep it street level. I asked Google, excuse me, is spreading medical misinformation grounds for dismissal for nurses? And the answer was yes. All right, that's from Google. All right. Yes, spreading medical misinformation can lead to disciplinary actions for nurses. According to experts, nurses who post misinformation may face consequences from their nursing boards, including potential dismissal or other disciplinary measures. Nursing organizations are increasingly concerned about the spread of misinformation, indicating that it possesses significant risk the nurses' professional standings. Okay? All right, you hear that? I have not gone any further regarding this because I just discovered this less than 24 hours ago. All right? And this content creator goes by the name of Renee. And I'll leave it at that. And she is a very miserable, fat, and disgusting and unappealing woman and shit. And I had to say all those things because it's relevant. It's the reason why she's on here. All right, she had mad Uncle Fester, Adams Family energy and shit. Okay, if they ever make an Adams Family movie, this motherfucker will be wearing that white onesie with that furry collar on it, with a light bulb in her goddamn mouth because she's cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs and she's miserable. She needs to get dick down real bad, and she needs to come out of her pockets with some of that mad money she makes from abusing her patients at that nursing home and shit. Anywhere else that she's employed is, under the severe risk of litigation and shit from her misdeeds in the medical profession and shit. Okay, that's all I really have to say. I want to, string together more explicatives and shit and disparage her based on her appearance and what she does for a living and how she gets down. And she's dirty and grimy, and karma, as Vivica Fox said, is very brutal and shit. Okay. Very brutal, okay? You're going to stay miserable and shit, okay? You're going to stay miserable. You need to just go ahead and get your dollars up and shit, and pay Unc. Now I want you to pay the old nigga too, that will bang you, no problem, as long as he's properly sauced or drugged up, or get some young nigga and shit, okay? You make sure you pay these men, okay? And I mean thousands and thousands of dollars and shit, okay? You need professional help. And I'm tired of misandrous black women coming on these platforms and doing this kind of shit with no consequences and no repercussions, okay? I'm done here. So, kings, you know how we do it. Shit. Man, I'm really tired of this bitch. And I don't want to come back here talking about this bitch. Okay. Keep your head on the swivel. Protect your bag. And above all else, do not make fallen ass women. And don't worry, it won't be Renee here. Because she's not select. I can make that bitch pay me as she can pay my car note and my rent. Trust me. Do not make fallen women the stewards of your family. Especially do not make fallen women the mothers of your children. Because your children are your future. They are your legacy and shit, okay? Alright? SYSBM means quite simply enough, save yourself, black men and shit, okay? All praise to the Most High. Love you, kings. Take care. This is my final thought on Renee, right? Who considers herself God level. I don't know what that means. But this is my final thoughts on Renee. Alright? I want Renee to know this, okay? From the bottom of my heart, my spirit, my soul. Alright, Renee. If you were the last and only woman on the entire planet Earth, right? If you were the last and only woman on the planet Earth, all the men would jerk off.